Ain't got no grease.
Ain't got no grease.
Come and sit by the window and enjoy your coffee in peace.
Buy a book, play a game, meet your neighbors and friends.
Eat sandwiches and pie till your tummy distends. There's only one thing we ain't got, and that thing is grease. On a sunny and otherwise pleasant day, evil incarnate came my way, in the form of a cloud no bigger than the average man's hand.
It was shapeless and brown like an underwear stain, and smelled like the gas from an overworked drain, with a sound that might have come from an amateur Lepeto main band. As it floated on in through the open door, a trio of gnomes fell out on the floor, and their squeaky little voices announced, much to my surprise,
"We are the Municipal Grease Police, and we're ordering you to desist and cease, till you've got a grease trap of the regulation shape and size."
Ain't got no grease.
Ain't got no grease.
Come and sit by the window and enjoy your coffee in peace. Your news astounds me, I do confess.
You gentlemen must have the wrong address. There's only one thing we ain't got, and that thing is grease. I showed them the fridge and espresso machine, and how we keep everything tidy and clean, how we do no cooking of our own and produce no grease.
But facts and logic didn't pull any weight. The gnomes got into a frightful state, rolling their beady little eyes and gnashing their teeth.
"Your impudence is hard to swallow. We make the rules, your job's to follow the letter of the law to the tiniest jot and tittle."
These were the final words they spoke, as they disappeared in a puff of smoke.
It seems like I might have offended these folks a little.
Ain't got no grease.
Ain't got no grease.
I can't sit by the window and enjoy my coffee in peace. When these gnomes mean business, yes sirree, Bob.
I better call a plumber to assess the job,
if I really need a trap to collect my invisible grease. The plumber came by, a real friendly feller. He took his tape measure down into the cellar. When he came back up he said, "There's something you ought to know.
Installing a trap in your situation, in my professional estimation, is superfluous and redundant, not to mention de trop.
Ain't got no grease.
Ain't got no grease.
Come and sit by the window and enjoy your coffee in peace. A job like this'll cost you many a thou."
But I can't understand no way no how.
The reason for installing a trap when you've got no grease. When the plumber was gone, the next thing I knew, the health inspector hove into view. "We've had a report from the gnomes of the Grease Police.
There's grease a-bubbling up through your floor, and running like a river out through your front door, to the hazard of women and children and man and beast."
So he searched the store and went over it all, with a microscope and luminol. Then a smile cracked open his ominous professional frown.
He said, "Give me your hand and I'll shake it, son. I'd award you a medal if we offered one. This place is the cleanest I've seen anywhere in town."
Ain't got no grease.
Ain't got no grease.
Come and sit by the window and enjoy your coffee in peace.
There's a lump in my throat and a tear in my eye.
And I'm only too happy to certify that there's truly one thing you ain't got, and that thing is grease. Now folks have been telling me for quite some time that the hassle I'm getting is a gosh darn crime, when so many greasy spoons pour their grease right down the drain.
A Freedom of Information request confirmed what these folks had already guessed, that grease trap law enforcement leaves a lot to explain.
There's a whole lot of grease.
An abundance of grease.
Getting dumped in the sewer with no hindrance on its release. If the gnomes are letting this mess go by,
I can't decipher the reason why.
They're busting my butt when I ain't got a speck of grease. I pondered and wondered how this could be, and I finally decided to go and see the principal gnome and chief of the Grease Police.
He rubbed his finger against his thumb, and he said to me, "How can you be so dumb? I'll give you a basic lesson in the law of grease.
If you wanna grease a wheel or grease the skids, or catch yourself one of them greasy pigs, Or you wanna climb up to the top of a greasy pole.
There's something you need if you get my drift, to ensure that the race is not to the swift, an essential something that you need to achieve your goal.
You gotta have grease.
Can't do without grease.
It's the fastest way to make all of your troubles cease. This wonderful substance, if well applied,
has the magical power to let things slide.
but it ain't gonna happen if you ain't got a speck of grease. Ain't got no grease.
Ain't got no grease.
Come and sit by the window and enjoy your coffee in peace.
Buy a book, play a game, meet your neighbors and friends.
Eat sandwiches and pie till your tummy distends.
There's only one thing we ain't got, and that thing is grease.